Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Welcome to the Texas Ticket. This is Armando, and I'm with Karen the Connector. What's up, Karen?
How are you?
Fantastic. That's your color. You look great.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah.
It's like a mustardish yellow.
You got your badge on. Karen the Connector, brand ambassador for Texas Title.
Being professional.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we have a lot going on today, a lot going on this weekend. July is just full of happenings from July 4th celebrations all the way to, just summer highlight reel. I mean, it happens in July.
Yeah. Today's first day of summer.
Is it really?
Yeah. The first
Does that make
official
it
day.
Does that make it like the what's the hippie name for it? The solstice?
I don't
Like the summer solstice? No,
I
that's not
guess-
today.
I guess so.
We're close though. That longest day of the year, I think.
Well, yeah, it did pass a couple days ago, I guess.
Might have. Anyway,
But it's very hot.
Yeah, right. We're expecting 2 weeks straight after today.
Hundreds
plus, triple digits.
Yeah. Find some
Well,
water.
and we're heating it up here on the Texas Ticket. I mean, you see what I did there?
I like it.
Yeah, we're gonna heat it up right here, and we're blessed to have a great show lined up and with great things in it, and that make me feel like it might end up pretty good.
I'm excited.
We got Bill Mason and Roy Kreger with us today,
Yes, sir.
and celebrating Bill's birthday. And the Dos Barachos got his real party going on over there at LaFleur Country
It's gonna
Store.
be fun.
But I don't know if I'm going to make it out. That's a long way. So we just asked Bill if he'd come here
4
and
hours.
drink a lot of beer with us and let us celebrate with him. And,
Celebrate early.
and we got the Texas Outlaw Tap Truck.
Ooh.
I'm not even sure if I'm saying that correctly.
You Ubered?
They used to do Ubers and beers, and
You
then there was some
Ubered here, right?
legalities. Yeah. Oh, no, I left.
You left.
But there was some legalities about taking passengers in the beer car.
Oh.
They said you could take the passenger into beer, but you couldn't get beer till you got there. But then they'd stop everywhere just so you could get a beer. And anyway, it didn't work out.
That sounds complicated.
Yeah. Well, for the guests, I think they just ended up stopping a lot.
Yeah.
And then the drivers were always like trying to be a good host about it,
Yeah.
Difficult. So now they just park
so now
at
they
events.
just park in events and serve you beer and it's
They
cold beer.
Water, sodas,
Oh,
you name it, come
cool.
out of the side of this thing. Lemonade, draft root beer, just all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
Anyway, I want to learn more about that too. But more importantly, I want to get this show started so we can talk to, I guess, one of our most premier guests that we've had and premier families of musicians that mean a lot to Texas and
To
Texas
me.
music.
Yeah.
And to you, Karen. And I know a lot of the root core. So I want to get this show started with the Kregers. And guys, I am so glad to have all of you here. And I can't tell you how excited we're about all the pieces and parts to the whole show. And I know I'm not the first person to say the Kreger family was as attractive as Roger Kreger or Bill Kreger's Ayala and Rancho Grande. You know what I mean? Or Hey Baby Kept Us So. I think that the family, its musical history and what it's done here in Texas is pioneer a lot of other country music families in our area. And
For sure.
and Bill, happy birthday.
Thank you, man.
I'm glad you're here on the show today. I know you're ex-Green Beret, right?
Yeah.
That means you probably kick everybody in this room's ass.
I used to be a
Yeah,
mean green killing machine.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Now he's just a ball of fun.
Blessed to be a ball of fun and 89 years old on July 3rd.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
I can't
That's right.
believe it.
Right, and I'm told you're one of the best show stealers in the country.
Well,
Roger says you steal the show.
my son Roger will get up there and work his butt off for an hour and a half, and then he calls me up on the stage for 3 minutes, and I steal the show.
For sure. Everybody goes
Every
crazy.
time.
Well, I know we have Mason Kreger. Now Mason, I've seen a lot of stuff coming out of your department and leading music groups and like the Gulf Coast Drifters last year did one of their first albums they put out. And then your own private career as well, and then working with your brother and everybody else in the fam, and just it doesn't stop family related, does it?
It doesn't. It doesn't. It's a beautiful thing to be a part of. Honestly, I'm blessed to grow up with Grandpa and to grow up watching Roger. It's surreal at some times, but it's fun. I enjoy it.
Cool.
And your mom too, right?
And my mom. It comes from both sides of the
Really,
family.
mom plays? Mom's into music?
She was before Roger.
She was. Yeah, she.
Tell me a little bit about her.
She was a heck of a songwriter. In fact,
Country?
yeah,
Yeah.
country style. She has a lot of different influences, but she was very. She was always the one to bring the creativity out of me, and because she just. She likes to think about things in a different perspective, and I'd bring a song to her. I say, hey, I got half of it written, and she says, lay it down, and then we'd finish a song. And
Bam, there you go.
It's just the way that she is, and so yeah. So a lot of people know Krager from Roger Krager, obviously, but I
Sure.
definitely get it from both sides.
And Roy's your dad, Roy Krager. Welcome to the show, Roy.
Thank you.
I'm glad you're here. Make sure you talk with this guy so they can hear you.
Thank you.
Roy,
Thank you.
I know you were a surprise guest for Mason and Bill, and to come spend some time with everybody. I'm glad you made it out.
I am too.
Me too.
Man, that's awesome. While you were growing up, was country one of your influences? Are you from
Absolutely.
Texas originally?
Absolutely.
Is this
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
we're-
good. Well, that's fantastic because I was blind asking. So, I mean, if you told me I like disco and know I'm from, Oregon, I might have felt like that would have been a bad question. So
That's when the Green Beret
good,
would
yeah,
come out.
100% Texan, and yeah, it's always
There's
been
no
country.
disco.
Yeah, that's good answers. That's a way to put that. But Mason, set it off. Set it off. Give us a little something.
Yeah,
Tell us about it.
I've grown up, like I said, around the music scene, and it's been something. It's been a burning passion of mine. It's something that I feel most comfortable doing. A lot of the times, there's, a lot of people have questions. How do you do it on stage? In front of all the people. And I'll be real honest. That's a point in time where I'm most comfortable is because I'm getting to play music and songs that I like and or wrote and. So it's something that I truly believe is ingrained in me. I did grow up with a lot of Texas country but I know he says Texas country is our roots, but I grew up listening to a lot of rock and roll, classic rock as well, and he would tell me about a lot of the concerts he would go see, from the Scorpions.
Yeah, we
to
had better rock and
Cheap
roll in our
Trick,
age.
and so I really got to appreciate a lot of the oldies, I guess, if you would.
Whatever.
And it's but it's still relevant to today, and so I think my style is a little bit of mix of Texas country and a little bit of rock and roll.
Oh, yeah, there
and
you go.
I just like playing and writing songs that I enjoy, and that's what it's about at the end of the day.
Feel good music.
I gotta say something. Whenever he was probably 13 years old, we found this thing called Guitar Hero. They used to
Oh, yeah.
They used to sell them at Sam's. So Celeste and I bought him one, brought it home, and he started learning how to do it and the whole thing. The next thing you know, he earned some money and he bought his first Stratocaster. He's playing. And so I'd come home from work, just having one of them days, and I'd go in his room, I'd just sit on the floor, and I'd say, play a little bit of Tom Petty, play a little bit of, Stevie Ray, do a little
Some
bit of something,
Prince.
and that just made my day.
That's outstanding.
And then, of course, his mama said, well, the electric guitar is wonderful, but, the acoustic guitar is where it's at. So he picked it up at that point, and, the rest is history.
That's awesome.
Why don't you play a little something for us?
Yep.
Were you prepared to do a little something?
Absolutely.
Man, that'd be great.
He plays the best version of Purple Rain I've ever heard, ever.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and you saw him last where?
Last summer, he opened for Roger at Green Hall.
At Green
it
Hall
was
here in Texas.
For Roger's birthday.
That is the oldest
Yeah.
dance hall in Texas, out in Green, Texas, which is right on the New Braunfels, on the river
Yes,
there, and it's
and-
a stone's throw. Great wine visitation,
Right.
great, good, beautiful area.
I didn't know
Just
who
hang
he
out.
was. I'm like, who's this kid singing? Then he started singing Purple Rain, and me and my husband are tearing up. And they're like, oh, that's Roger's nephew. I'm like, which nephew? I know his nephews. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that kid? The kid?
The kid.
The kid.
The
He was
kid.
a teenager the last time I saw him or remember seeing him. So yeah, it was pretty incredible to
That's
you
fantastic.
see him all grown up and so talented and
What song you be playing for us, Mason?
I'm gonna play a song actually since we got my grandpa here. It's one of the funnest songs I think I recorded on the album because I got to put myself in his shoes for a little bit and kind of think about one of the sayings that he lives by. And if you know Bill Krager, he's got a saying. He says, "I didn't have to work today," and honestly,
that all the
it's
time.
it's a fun saying, but it's just to know the background that he's come from, the things that
Yeah.
he's dealt with and seen, and then to be such a carefree person in this stage of his life is something I think I envy and a lot of people around just appreciate, how happy of a person he can be. And so I just wanted to put myself in those shoes for a little bit and write a song. So naturally, it's called "I Didn't Have to Work Today."
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah, I
Mason
didn't
have to
Krager.
work today
I
either.
didn't have to work.
Funny story about this song is on the record the song starts with a voicemail and everybody's like, "Who is that?" And I said, "That's Bill." It's called Bill's song on the record, and it's something like, "Hey, this is Krager. Leave a message. I'll call you back if I like you." And everybody just freaks out on that, and so just speaks to him. And so I wanted to write a fun little song. So this one's called "I Didn't Have to Work Today." Sun coming up, I'm settling down. Been a long night of drinking and coming unwound. There was a time I'd have held a pace, but I don't mind. Because I didn't have to work today. Maybe head up to Grain, catch a show at the hall. Take a float down the river, start climbing the wall. Or go wait a line out on Galveston Bay. I'm feeling just fine because I didn't have to work today. I kicked my boots off to go watch some waves. I got my buddies, old Jose and Jim, and they love sharing with all my friends. Take a drive across the borderline, no destination, just killing time. I'll follow this road wherever it leads, like a feather floating in the breeze. No, I don't care what tomorrow's gotta say, 'cause I didn't have to work today. It's a little shortened down version of that song.
That's why you go listen to Mason Krager.
His voice.
That'll do it,
is just incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got something coming up. And it's in that spice of bringing the whole family together. Other than the LaFleur store birthday, we're going to talk about this second, Bill. But you've got something coming up, Mason. That I know the whole family's coming out to. You and Roger are going to be there
Right.
over at Crystal Beach.
Yep. Yeah.
Tell us a little
Crystal
bit
Beach.
about that
Yeah.
coming up.
On August 5th, we'll be at Crystal Beach, Camp Margaritaville. It's going to be a a great show. The last show I actually played with Roger was at Green Hall, and I look forward to these shows because Roger is, regardless of whether he's family or not, he's always been a huge inspiration of mine. The way that he can just lead a stage and just captivate a crowd has always been just spectacular. So anytime I get to share a stage with Roger Krager, even though I share his last name, I still get giddy. I still get excited. So so I'm looking
Me
forward to
too.
that one.
I've seen him so many times, and every time I go to his show, people are like, "Aren't you tired of this?" I'm like, "No," especially when Bill comes on. I'm like hooting and hollering and.
I'm a
Going to
two-stepper.
town.
I like to dance, so I like to get out
Yeah.
there and start stepping. And I listen to the other sit-down country music, and I sit down and drink my beer, hang out,
Mm-hmm.
socialize a bit. There's songs that are for that. Then there's songs for, dancing, hitting the
Yeah.
floor. That's
Yeah.
a different song, but they're both country.
That's it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even I'd classify them different kinds of country. There's the beer drinking country, then there's the two-stepping country, and then there's the
Well, this is dancing country and it's jumping up and down country.
we get started. And there's that. There's got to be some other genres.
Well,
to
there's
come to.
nothing like like in Green Hall, the floor is wood. So when you stomp
Oh,
on
yeah.
that floor, it makes this incredible
It's
sound.
nostalgic.
Yes.
It is.
You got
just
to
can't-
go to Lukenbach on a Friday night.
Oh
and
yeah,
just hit that
Lukenbach.
dance
We
floor.
did his
Speaking of
birthday at
those-
Lukenbach. When was that? 2 years
Not
ago?
This year. Last year it was.
Was it
Yeah,
last
I
year?
played at that one.
Yeah.
That's when I played at Lucan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we were
he-
down there all in the winter, and they wouldn't let us.
Yeah.
It was closed. You know what I mean? They had this one room where it was that little the little outside bar out there in the
Yeah.
near the river. There, they had that little hot burning stove in the center. We just sit around out there, and some guy playing a banjo.
Yeah.
I'm like, how long's he been doing this? Since 10 o'clock when we opened. Was anybody here? No.
One of the locals.
It's like nobody, not even the local. Like he starts at 10 o'clock, whether anybody's here or not.
Yeah.
Oh my God, not seriously all the time. Monday, Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Like, okay, all right. He just starts, it just goes. And Bill, 89th birthday party. Tell us what's happening. What's going on there? Are you singing? Are you performing out there on your birthday?
I am. Let me tell you how all of this stuff got
Yeah.
started. Last year we had Lukenbach and Corpus Christi
That's right.
wanting to do my birthday bash.
That was the year before last.
They were, yes, that's right.
Okay.
And so the guys that do the booking, they says, why don't we just do both of them? He's 88, one for each 8. Well, that carried over into this year. And so now we're going to be in Corpus Christi and Floors Country Store this year.
So now you're doing 2 every year.
Yeah. And I don't
I'm
know
so
when
excited.
this 2 thing is going to quit, but it's going it's going
I think
wild.
Tanya Tucker's playing right before you, right after. She's out there at LaFleur Country Store. I believe that.
Who's that?
Tanya Tucker.
Oh, she was there yesterday.
Yesterday. All right, there it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
But she's not as good as Bill.
Nah.
No. For a girl. Yeah.
Bill's way
She
cooler.
does all right. There was somebody asked me the
So
other day,
much fun.
What is Tanya
so
Tucker
so it
saying?
got started, and how did it originally get started? Even the number 1. Like, when did y'all start doing your birthday?
Well, Mama
Okay,
did the number one.
when Roger was recording the CD, he hadn't learned the words to the second verse of that Rancho Grande. So I was asked to go to the booth and record it, and just do it. It says, and then we'll dub his voice in later, and we're good. Well, they didn't do that. They left the thing on the record. So
They tricked you.
we're in Tin Hall. My son is there, and this guy, Tequila Dave, he comes up and he grabs me from behind,
Oh, Lord.
and him and his buddies carry me right in front of the microphone where Roger's playing, and they started chanting, "Rancho, Rancho." Oh my God, my eyes got about this big, and Roger's throat was going, oh my God. And my son is sitting over there wondering what is going on. And so that's how it got started
How long ago was that?
88.
20 years ago.
Oh, 20 years ago?
I I met them. about
88 was when you turned 88, 87 was when they started doubling up after
doubling
the
up.
Corpus trip.
88.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
When I
doubling
turned
up.
88, they doubled it up. Yeah.
Okay.
Because when I met you, y'all hadn't been doing it that long.
Yeah, it might be longer than 20 years.
Maybe.
Yeah, I can't
I
recall.
have the actual ticket of the dance hall. Then
Really?
I still have that.
Yeah,
Really?
That's awesome.
Yeah, I gotta look at that. It's
You need to
it's-
post that on Facebook.
It's an old.
The place
old
was called
ticket.
Tin Hall, and I don't think it exists now, but
Where's that at?
It
in
was
Houston.
off of Huffmeister something,
Oh.
way out on 290,
Yeah.
out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
About 20 years ago, you can imagine.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still have the ticket, and it's an old.
Oh, I
Yeah.
have some memorabilia too.
But I was
from back
scared
in
to
the day.
death, and so was Roger and everybody. And and I'm pretty sure that it sounded awful because we had never done it before.
Well, it sounds great now.
Can you play Rancho Grande?
I cannot. Don't. Yeah,
Bill
that's-
can.
Bill, you lucky dog.
Can you play the tune
guitar?
and let him
Huh?
sing?
Can you play guitar?
I don't.
No.
That is not
No.
something I was
totally lucked out
prepared
here.
for.
You
Maybe
totally
you
lucked
gotta get me
out.
back on here, and I'll be ready for that.
We were gonna put him in the corner just then, like everybody else is doing it. Yeah.
Can you sing us a piece?
Yeah. Había una rancherita que alegre me decía, te voy a hacer tus calzones como los que usa el ranchero, de los comienzo de lana, te los acabo de cuero. And about this time, everybody scream!
And the chorus.
And they go,
Yeah,
everybody starts stomping on that wood floor. That's my favorite part.
Building starts shaking.
It gets crazy.
Oh, it's
As
the
y'all
best
know.
when there's a wood floor. Yeah.
The-
Y'all
the
need to do
Texas
another
Caldera's
recording with the wood
making
floor.
moves.
That would be.
Yeah, at Green Hall. I don't know why they don't
Yeah.
do a recording at Green Hall, like an official recording of y'all singing that at Green Hall with the wood floor.
I don't think they got
Just a
internet
tip.
out
Y'all
there.
are doing it this year for Roger's birthday,
Have
right?
AC.
They don't have internet out there. Yeah. All right.
They still take cash only.
We're still burning in that little stove to stay warm in the winter. Yeah. It keeps the whole room warm. It's amazing. Yeah. It's outstanding.
It's warm when you're in there, even in the winter,
It
because
is.
there's so many people in there. It's warm.
Yeah, oh yeah, it gets hot.
It's
Yeah,
really
no.
warm in the summer.
We'll try to pretend like they have AC.
You just drink a bunch of sangria, you don't feel a thing.
I'm glad they've got those 2 cans of cold water there.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Yeah, the big.
Well, I
tubs.
love the whole season of Bill kind of thing because you got
Yeah.
a Father's Day, then you got a birthday, then you got like multiple birthday celebrations. So
And
it's
Roy.
what a great time of the year. You know what I mean? And everybody's in July and the family, and we won't give you exact numbers out 'cause it's probably not a good idea, but. Nevertheless, a lot of July birthdays, and as well as myself, it's such a great month, and it just tends not to get in the way of a small party. Meaning, if your birthday was, say, October, well, you'd have school, you'd have all the parents telling you they can't make it, I can do that. It's all stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, in July, there's no stuff. So we make the best parties, July birthdays do. So they do usually
I agree.
lean into the, hey, it's best if you come in a bikini. It's going to be hot, Oh, yeah, you think? Yeah, sure. It's a whole different conversation. Try to pull that off in October. It's true.
No, and every July for me is like, oh, it's the Krager's birthdays are coming up.
Right?
Are we gonna be able to make it? Like, because we have 5 kids, so we always have so much stuff going on. We try to make it as much as we can. But for me, I'm always like, when is the birthday bash? I'm already looking on the internet in January, and they're like, my husband's like, what?
It's crazy because and Kevin Fowler's been doing a lot of local stuff, right? I mean, he was Catfish Festival. I'm not sure. He was also the Montgomery County Fair and Rodeo Association had him on for the kickoff party there.
Yeah, and
So-
he was here for you said the catfish, right?
Catfish Festival. That's
Yes.
right. Him and Pat Green, who coincidentally worked with you. Someone was
And he was here
mentioning
for the cook-off,
his association today.
the Houston cook-off. They were all here.
I don't know if he did the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Right.
He might have.
Roger and all
As a
them.
matter of fact, both Corpus Christi and Flores, it's Roger and Kevin.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Dos Borrachos.
What, So when did y'all rope Kevin into all this?
Say again?
When did you rope Kevin into all of this?
I think they released that album in 2020, right around
Something
COVID.
like that, yeah.
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 When they
Dos
wrote
Borrachos.
that song, Dos Borrachos, and they started going to Mexico, bringing folks, that's when they got together, and then people started liking them together.
Right. Because they're fun.
We have been a lot of places together. you
Well, when
know.
I met you, it was Fowler Fest and Roger was playing.
The Fowler Fest.
I'm serious. I met him. This was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I was kind of a new photographer out trying to make a name for myself. I worked for this place called Las Palmas Race Park
Okay.
in Mission, Texas. And I did some freelance stuff for magazines and different things, but they had hired me for that show. It was July in the valley, so imagine. I'm wearing a bandana, I'm shorts and a t-shirt and boots because it's hot.
We got a lot
I
of
cut
family
my
from the
leg
valley.
backstage, and I had blood dripping down into my boot. And here comes Bill. I didn't know who he was. He comes running up, and he's like, "Oh, with this towel, this Roger Krager towel." And I'm like, "Don't use that." He's, "Oh, we got plenty of them. I still have that towel."
Oh,
Yeah,
see
I
little
got
acts,
some
little
neat-
things, you know.
I carry Neosporin with me because it's the best medicine I know of.
And we hit it off, and he danced with me that night, and I met some of the family, and then he was like, "Hey, we're gonna be in San Antonio," and then I just started following them, and the rest is history.
That's outstanding, and we've been following here in Texas. I know a lot of fans in Texas for the Krager family at large, the whole thing, you know. And I think people appreciate that sort of thing. We've seen a lot of Texas bands come and go, and that I wonder where they went. When's their next album? When's next going to happen? I mean, I've been a Texan music fan. We're paying attention. I mean, when we understand when you unplug, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and it's like, come on. It's kind of like following a boxer and he goes 2 years without a fight. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
man, come on, fight somebody already. You know, I know you got a belt and all. You know, it's like, you know, do you want these things to occur? You want these next steps of
Yeah.
action. And, you know, for him, it's like I come out, I bring that belt out for exposure. And, you know, same thing, I guess, for an artist. I came off a great album, you know, and I really want my next one. Do you feel like this might slow production down at all? Or like, hey, I did really well. That was so good. How am I going to get better than that? And then just wait till you do? Or do you just produce what you make?
I mean, for me, it's there's a lot of pressure. I think coming off your first release is like, you know, you're caught between, you know, I want to keep consistent of what my sound is like, and then but also I want to stay creative and stay unique, and so I think that's a lot of the line that a lot of us artists are caught between, is like, you know, I got my sound, this is how I'm supposed to sound, or this is the way I like, and then but also you're trying to stay with the times, right?
Yeah,
You know, and,
yeah.
and stay releasing music that is enticing to listen to, and I mean, for me, my next album is gonna be more of an acoustic, so it's gonna be a little bit different than what my first album was, and so I have 5 or 6 songs that are just gonna be kind of a different style, more of a broken down version. So it just, every artist is different, but I do think that there's a little bit of you know, not pressure, maybe that's not the right word, but you know, you want to live up to those standards of how you release
Even your own, you know what I mean? Your self-implied
Urgency.
pressures,
Exactly.
you know, hey, I was really good last time I was out
Well,
there.
I
I
think
better be
this-
really good next time I show up.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You
the
want to keep that
self-criticism is-
consistency.
Oh, it's the hardest, yeah.
Right.
Other than, like, I don't know, 4th grade, 3rd grade, I think that's the next hardest self-challenge, you know. I mean, those 3rd graders, they're mean. I don't know if you're in the 4th grade, they're the hardest you ever get. They don't have any problem telling you exactly what they think about you.
That is true.
No
Yeah.
filters.
Oh, yeah? Where'd you get those shoes? They don't look like they fit you, and those jeans are high waters. You know what I mean? It's like, really? I don't even know your name. You know, it's like, dang, you know, pass by, you know, just some kid walking by, high waters. You know, it's like, dang, you know, we don't even know him, you know?
Yeah, you think it's hard, but you know, women don't really ever grow out of that.
Man, it's so hard. I'm like, this is tough, man. This is a hard neighborhood, you know? You know, but that's that whole self-criticism, and it's all about perspective. I really do feel like the 3rd grade perspective, the whole world's right there in the 3rd grade. You know, everybody that matters in this planet is sitting in that 3rd grade line that just passed me by. you know, and it's just not the truth. I mean, there's a whole world out there, and I believe that you know best, right? When it comes to your music, honestly, you'll be harder on yourself than we will be, and I mean, you'll listen to more people than you should. You'll bring in more influence and advice than most people ever were even offered.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, everybody wants to give you advice.
Yeah,
And
so
that- and
you'll
that's the
truly know best.
Especially when you're young.
Right. And
Yeah.
there's so many opinions and so many, and that's just, but that's also the beauty in making art, and like creating a song, writing a song is like, it's putting your own self, thoughts into it, and making it sound how you want to sound. And then when you write it with somebody else, bringing in their ideas, it just makes
Right.
it fun.
Yeah.
It just makes it a whole lot
Do
of
you
fun.
plan on picking up any shows around here?
So that's actually, it's a good point. I actually, yes, the answer is yes.
Because I would like for you.
I
to.
would love to play in Conroe area, North Side, a lot more than I have in the past. So that it's kind of the end of 2023 goal is to book some new venues that I haven't played at in the past, especially on the north side of town. And then,
Armando knows some
Yeah, do you
people.
have you played a lot out here lately?
I have not.
When's the last time you played north of Houston?
Man, it's been. I played a acoustic show at Sawyer Park over.
So if there's a rash of these things, you'll know that something's changed.
No doubt. No
Okay,
doubt.
good.
I would,
Because we'd like to believe in some part we've helped some young people's
I
music
would love
careers.
to.
I mean, we'd love to believe that. Like 30 years from now, I'm tapping on the door, going, "Hey, it's me, that dude from Conroe. Text ticket. Who? Who's out there? What?
Yeah.
No.
I want to know some people. I might know some people.
I'd love to play on the lake. Just there's so many spots over here in the Conroe area.
And where
So-
can they find you to book you?
So on all the social medias, you
Okay.
can find me at Mason Krager Music and on Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff.
Okay.
And-
You have a
just-
phone number
Yep.
they can call?
Yep, I do.
What's your phone number?
You want me to give it right here? on
whatever
the
you
air?
want them to call. I mean, if it's publicly available
If
for
it's
someone
public,
to
if
call.
you want it public, but
I
if
want it
not,
public.
you can just give it to Armando.
Well, there are going to be a lot of 18-year-old girls calling you. I know they watch this show religiously.
So book me 713-594-6717. I am
Like that, huh?
I'm sorry. He threw me way off. That was hilarious.
I'm always interested in booking new venues, new events, especially in places I haven't played for. So yes.
Tell me your phone number one more time.
713-594-6717. That is a direct line to Mason Krager. You can shoot me a text,
There you
give me
go.
a call.
Conroe, call him.
Give me in Conroe.
Papa's
baby.
on the lake.
Papa's on the lake. Please call
I
me.
know
I've
the
messaged
owner.
you
I know
100
the owner. I'll
times.
get you a show there.
Yeah,
I
we'll
do.
get that set up. We'll get it set up.
Yeah, I got
And
that.
I think there's a lot of reaching out. There's extra work, extra jobs, and you think about a club owner and all the things on their plate on a daily.
No
you know,
doubt,
and what if it's a club and owner / restaurant owner?
doubt.
What it just gets deeper, and so there's a lot of challenges I know where the entertainment is a must, right? And then it's like, to what level? Well, we're going to do it 2 nights a week. We should do it 7, and then there's that battle.
Exactly.
Your
We're not that
drive,
kind of place.
'cause
We're
you
only
have
going to do
a-
it a couple of nights a week, and
You
and
work.
Right.
it changes.
Yeah.
It changes the priority level in the establishment, right? So as we see, things progress, but I think all of our area has seen these things progress with good
Well-
country music, good family style music,
And
good.
Conroe's trying to build that here, like in the downtown. They're trying to get more music. They're trying to make it more, kind of a hangout spot. So I think it's a great time for you to get in up
Absolutely.
here and make a name for
Absolutely.
yourself. And I will tell you, and I'm not trying to offend anybody out there, but you're by far more talented than some of the people I see play. So I
Well,
think
thank you.
that
Thank
you
you.
have all the talent. You just need a lot of promotion.
Well, I
That's
came
it.
for the dinner. I was glad to get some music, Mason, when I go out to eat, or when I go out. But some places label themselves as an entertainment venue. Not necessarily. I don't really. They give me burgers and some, fries, but I didn't come for that. I'm
Right.
glad they had something.
Right.
Yeah.
I can flip the script.
And
right?
then the other way.
Yeah, and then
It's
there's
other
the
side.
other. So
I
I-
didn't come for the
Yeah,
entertainment.
we need to
I
have
came for the
we need to
food.
start a Mason Krager Fest.
But there's some true that too, and we'll share that out there with some of the local promoters, and when they know that people are that are glad to hear the music, and it won't take much, and they'll start giving you a buzz. There's a lot of places out here that are that have introduced live music to their venue or their restaurant or their bar or whatever the venue is, for different reasons, right? And different days and different times and different strategies. And some of those are just tactical, but some of those, but they're all in line with what did the people in this community like. Is the same thing that every one of those owners are saying to themselves. Well, everybody likes this, well, let's try to do that. Well, they love some music. They love that country music.
Was
What are we going to
that
do?
phrase, build it and they will come?
Build it and they will come.
And I'll say that there's she's right. But we have also seen some amazing talent out here that were 20-year-old guys that are coming in here with
Peyton Howie.
Justin Lane Gates,
She's great.
Justin
We're
Lane
going to see
Gates up
her.
and coming, Cannon Brand, some really young fellas that are putting out some amazing country music,
A lot.
and then some of the older guys that are just new to the scene or whatever, new to me, I guess. The Jeff Canadas,
He's great as well.
Jason Allen.
Jason Allen.
Great. He's from New Braunfels. He's awesome.
And
Jason is
You know
awesome.
Jason. Awesome.
Jason is
He
awesome.
He used to play with Bree in New Braunfels all the time. Bree Bagwell.
Texas has so much to be
And
proud of.
man, they've been playing over here. I'm like, this is awesome. She played with Peyton Howie.
That's fabulous.
I miss New Braunfels because of the music, so I'm trying to get them to all come over here, so I don't have to drive.
I love all the talent. I love that we're that place, and Texas has always Conroe has kind of always been. They were telling me stories about Willie Nelson selling records down here
Yep.
in the square. He'd sell
In
his
Conroe.
45s right here in Conroe.
Can you believe
And-
that?
Yeah, they were. I getting my hair cut at the oldest barber shop in the state of Texas, ongoing operated barber shop in the state of Texas, which I think there's a few clauses in that statement, but about how it is the longest ongoing open. I mean, maybe somebody else
Right.
closed and reopened or
Right.
something. That's a challenger,
It's not
but
the original
nevertheless, he knows, right? At the barber shop right here, and right across the street was the Gentry store, right? Was men's fine clothing store, and next door to it was like a five and dime where Red Brick Tavern is on the square where we all visited earlier and where we plan to attend here shortly. That place, so he would say Elvis would come get his hair cut on his barber stool. He's got pictures of him cutting his hair right there on the wall. And then he said he'd go over to the Gentry store and buy a shirt. Now, across at the Gentry store is now Foss Brewery. Foss Brewery says they got pictures on their wall of him buying shirts and wares from the Gentry store. And then he'd go next door to go drink a beer at the pub down there, which is right next door, which is kind of like a Eckerd Drugs with a bar in it. So I'd have no idea how to do it. Soda shop, I don't know. That's out of me, but I know it was there. They all mention it. That place where Red
We
Brick
need to
is.
take a picture of Mason doing something, like getting his haircut somewhere, so in like 50 years we can sell it.
There you go, man. So you gotta let that guy do your hair. The fellas over there. So you would say Elvis would do the rounds there. I saw a lot of musicians doing this kind of roundabout, and Conroe as a hub for a good
Right.
reason. It works. Conroe's a good town to get your name out there and get.
Yeah.
And this town appreciates the music, and I appreciate you coming. And Bill, happy birthday, my man.
Hey,
And
thank you.
I am looking
Thank you
forward
very
to what's going down at the LaFleur store. We're gonna follow along, and guys, if you throw our name out there a bit, somebody get a photo. Hey, this one's for Texas Ticket.
Heck yeah.
Punch it.
Tag us.
Punch your Texas Ticket. You can certainly punch your Texas Ticket on today's show, folks. Guys, thank you for coming. We're going to follow up with you, Mason Kreger, and some bookings. We're going to put some contact information down below so you can book Mason Kreger to come out and play for you. Guys, happy birthday.
Thank you, man.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Grandpa.
birthday, Bill.
Guys, thank you for watching Texas.
Thank
We'll
you.
be back after this.
Turn your radio dial to the Texas Ticket. Giving you the news and what's real.
Every Friday, tune into Texas Ticket on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 FM with Armando Nino of Gold Lake Conroe, focusing on Montgomery County area events and places. Get a feel of the Texas spirit at the event, paired with guest and vendor interviews, event coverage, and ticket giveaways, and so much more. Join us Fridays and punch your Texas Ticket. For more information on the show, visit irlonestar.com/Texas Ticket. Welcome back to the Texas Ticket. This is Armando. I'm with Gina Magali Rodriguez.
That's right. You've missed me, haven't you?
I have. And I know our viewers have. I've been getting a lot of correspondence.
Well, here I am.
It's like, where the hell's Gina? We've been watching your program for 3 weeks.
Where's Gina?
If you want to make it 4.
Yes,
a lot of that,
yes. Okay.
some small harassment calls.
Oh,
Gina, I've been thinking, this isn't Gina. Oh, sorry. Lots
need
of that.
Gina, la
Strange
realtor,
random phone
Gina.
calls. They keep calling the studio, and we're trying to redirect calls to One Property Group, and we just send it to the machine
One
over
property
there.
group. That's the agency. That's
Yeah,
correct.
we send them direct to your business line.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, so all that correspondence we've been flowing out there.
Yeah. Okay, good.
A steady flow of that, which is really odd. But speaking of odd, steady flows,
Okay.
right? Ooh, wow. But no, we're talking about Tap Truck
Woo,
Outlaws.
woo.
Is it Tap Truck Outlaws?
Tap Truck Outlaws. That's
That's
us.
right.
Okay. and you know, I was at the other day. We were at what's this Tap That? Quirk this Tap That.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
and we were visiting with I think it was Constable Cash playing out there.
Yes.
Just hanging out
yes.
though. I don't think he was like the listed musician for the evening.
No, it was
but
fun. It was really
super
fun.
fun.
Yes.
We had a great time, and it makes me think about Texas Tap Outlaws. I don't know why, because you put a Tap Truck Outlaws. Because I don't know. Tell me what is it that mobile beer, all that? I mean, the truck can serve more than beer too. So tell us a little bit about what your base business is, and then we can all tell you why I'm so confused.
And we have Valeria and Robin. I like to say Valeria, even though it's Valerie. It's so beautiful.
I'm so jealous.
So Tap Truck Outlaws is a mobile bar service. It can be a soda service for kids. It can go to schools. It can go to any kind of community event. We do a lot of corporate parties, crawfish boils, lots of crawfish boils this year.
Wow.
And we can put different types of beer on that truck, and it comes out ice cold.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we have 5 taps, and we usually do 4 different types of beer, whatever the customer would like to have
And
on that.
it is a 1959
56 Chevy panel truck.
Okay.
Wow.
Bonnie.
And
Bonnie's her name.
Bonnie.
Her name is
Okay.
Bonnie, because we hope to get Clyde one day whenever
Oh.
we grow our
Wow.
little
And then you have
tap
Bonnie
truck
and Clyde.
business.
There
Yes.
you go.
And we have Bonnie's
And we have
Hideout
Bonnie's
in
Hideout
Huntsville.
Yeah.
So
Tell me about that. What's
Awesome.
Bonnie's Hideout? in
Bonnie's
Huntsville?
Hideout is an event venue where we
Park
hold
that
our
truck.
TABC license so that Bonnie can go out on the road and serve at festivals
Yeah.
and street
And have
parties.
nice, yummy beer.
Yes.
Cool.
Ice cold.
Really good.
We did get a
Very
tasting.
nice.
You were serving some Yingling, and we were able to visit Bill Kreger for his birthday. Was able to get a little libation there, and we had a Mason with us in the parking lot, as well as Brittany Glaze, one of our associates and worker with the Texas Ticket and One Property Group.
Yes.
We also had Stacy Wins with Just for Clicks Photography.
Yes.
We had a host of folks out there, yourself and
Yes.
Karen the Connector was with us.
Miss
What a good
Karen.
time! You know, that's super
It
fun.
was nice.
Yeah, and we're gonna run 4 quarters of that, but you know, I think a lot of folks. I always want to bring beer to every party, right? Is there any party is it about the volume of beer you sell or about the presence?
It's about the experience that you're getting when we come.
Yeah.
A lot of people are not sure what it's really about until they actually see it working. And then a lot of times we do the whole tour of the truck. They want to see how it's working in the back and how it comes out of the side of the truck so cold.
All right.
So
How's this work
Nice.
exactly?
It's an event. So when we come to your event, we create the whole atmosphere and it's
Show and tell.
Is there a
Yeah.
need for volume, or is it just to have fun? Does the proprietor, the venue, just pay you? Hey, bring us.
There's a couple different ways we could do it. So you could, we could, if the venue wants to give away their alcohol, you know, you could do it that way, or we could just do like a cash bar setup as well. So in front of Bonnie, we set up a little bar. We could dress your beers, and we could do it. It's just really
Super
fun. Yes,
neat.
it's super fun.
Yeah. Have you done any children's events?
We have. We were all in December doing a bunch. We were obligated with Lone Star Lights, and we were serving hot chocolate and apple
that's
cider and
special.
everything.
Wow. Wow, cool.
The kids love it just as much as the adults.
I
Right.
heard somebody talk about lemonade. You do lemonade
We
on
went to
that truck?
Willis Church and we did sodas and lemonade for their.
Dang, that's cool.
Yes,
And
and
so the kids love it. I mean, they just are
Oh,
so fascinated
yeah.
at how that's coming out of the side.
The
of the truck.
adults love
Yeah,
it.
of
I don't.
course.
We're
Yeah, I think it's
fascinated.
really cool.
We just
Yeah.
ask extra questions like, open up the back.
Give me a
everybody
nice
does.
cold one.
Everybody does.
How's that coming out of there so cold?
Yeah, we've just got
But
different
how
line
many
of questions.
guests is my curiosity. How many
We
guests
can handle, well, we did the Kevin Fowler show at the Dodge Place in Huntsville, and it was super busy that night.
We have
Dang.
a 400 people event coming up, so we can handle whatever
If
size
you can
want
handle
to
the
throw at us.
barachos, you can handle
Yes,
it. You know.
yes, yes.
And you know that's the just a tie-in to the Dos Barachos. That's Kevin Fowler, Roger Kreger.
Yes.
You know, and they'll be at the LaFleur store and Corpus Christi celebrating Bill Kreger's birthday party, which he was just
Super cool.
Super cool. Yeah, and I know that we're gonna chase him like, you know, or I guess he'll be chasing us like a little kid running after an ice cream truck with $1. It's slow down, I'm coming. You know, I mean, if you were to pick a song to play while you drove through neighborhoods on Sunday afternoons, you know, like when Dad's barbecuing or cutting grass, you know, in order to attract draft beer sales like an ice cream man would, what song would you be playing?
Oh goodness, what song would you be playing, Val?
Beer baiting.
Yes, we don't know.
Kevin Fowler, the beer
Yeah,
bait.
beer bait, beer baiting. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Beer
it's not-
baiting.
you'd have to get your like you know
Boot Scoot
play
Boogie,
your
I don't know.
Something,
your,
right?
your,
Yeah,
your
one of those fun ones.
beer truck playlist together. That
we
way,
will. Well, we
yeah.
actually left our playlist at our venue because we're doing a Singo night tonight. So it's up in the
Ooh.
venue, so we couldn't roll up with our music playing. But
You do that though.
yes, we have we do a Singo up there, and it's kind of like a bingo music. You got to listen and name the music. It's
Neat.
super fun, super competitive.
Yes.
And
That
then
sounds
add
like
a little
fun.
bit of the alcohol, and it's super fun. You just drink a
Man,
little cold beer. And
I
On
always-
Tuesday nights?
second Tuesday every month.
Second Tuesday every month.
I always think about, you know, that whole beer truck, like an ice cream man sort of thing. I could see myself cutting the grass, and here he comes, and that automatic mower where I
Well,
let go
there are some
finally.
laws we have to keep in
Yeah.
keep in mind.
If
but-
it were,
If
it's
it
all
were.
hypothetical. I mean, there's not going to be an ice cream.
You're
beer,
wishing
There's
now.
not going
You're
to be a beer
wishing.
truck with music playing through your neighborhood, waiting for you to chase him down with your dollar for a draft.
Right?
You know, it's probably not going to happen in my lifetime. I mean, that
Yeah,
would
I
be
don't
nice.
think so.
What a better world, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I think
that
that's
would be-
coming.
Yeah,
Maybe.
we could,
Maybe.
you know, manifest it.
We have
We'll-
drive-throughs, right?
Yes.
Drive-throughs.
I can't see how 12 ounces is worse than all that sugar those kids are eating. You know, if
Right?
you know, I still
I'm all about it.
we get 3% alcohol or 80%
we'll get behind
sugar.
you.
You know,
Yes,
let's feed
of
the
course,
children
of
the
course.
80% sugar. I don't know. It needs to be more beer trucks running through Walden. I'll
Something.
tell you right now.
I
just
think that's what
Grand
you're looking
Central
for.
Park
Something in
needs a-
Walden. Yes.
So we go to a lot of the country. They have those they're not the country clubs, but in the
Like
the
a
clubhouses.
Republic Grand Ranch.
Yes, we go to a lot of the
Oh.
clubhouses
We did the
when they
Michael
have
Berry
events.
show.
Republic Grand, there ain't no houses in Republic
is
Grand
so
Mansion.
fun.
You're just serving the sales staff. What are you
So
talking
fun.
about?
They're going like crazy out
Yeah,
there.
they
have an
are.
event all the time and packed. I mean packed. So.
Yeah,
we're open to any
the
of the-
Garys are friends of mine, and we love those guys. And young Garys are my age, so we get along. And so we when I go down there, it's them touring and showing. It's not really. They're all oh, there's gonna be food
Well,
trucks
when
and
the
stuff.
tap
And I'm
truck's
like,
there,
I
that's
go,
not
and they're
the
all
case.
open. I can have whatever I
Yes,
want.
exactly.
We've
So
been there.
open
You haven't
houses, we like to do open houses. The communities when they open up
It's
their
been a
stuff,
while.
it's really neat.
That's
But-
a
Really neat.
good one.
Yes.
Yes.
But it's
There's a
always
few coming up.
It's always like there's no actual. You know, Texas Grand Ranch has done so much so. Same family of production and development there. The Patton Properties Group have done several properties out here and through the Woodlands that are just you don't even know their name. They're just developing and move on. But they keep in maintenance and they build good stuff where, you know, it's the way it's supposed to be seen and not heard, you know, kind of thing. And so a lot of that happens there. And when I've gone out there, it's always just raw dirt. And have they really put so many houses out there now? And that I know they're selling
Beautiful,
everything
yes.
they
Yeah,
cut.
it
We have
is.
a lot of model homes out there right now.
Yes.
Lots.
Well, and I know they tour a lot of folks to see the property, and that's out on 1097 West, and that is Republic Grand Ranch. That's just a little east of Willis down the 1097 route, right past the flashing line on the right-hand side, right after Tanyard Road. But let's go.
That was good.
Yeah.
Good description.
Yeah.
Some good
On
friends
point.
and some good folks and a small community. So we're and I know we've seen Aranya, the lady that did the blended bistro. I can't remember her name.
Yes,
Alanya, is it Alanya?
It was a unique name, a beautiful name, but I cannot
Yeah,
recall. But yes,
a
yes.
blended bistro. She
Yes.
also frequents in that area and for Republic Grand Ranch and does a lot of their stuff with those folks. And I know we saw Southern Disposition at the Texas Grand Ranch community get together out there. So lots of fun stuff. I also saw there was like a over at the Holiday Inn Lake Conroe. Used to be Piney Shores, the old timeshare resort.
Yes.
Yeah, they turned that into the Holiday Inn, but there was a band that played there last
Oh,
weekend
how
that
fun.
filled the place. We heard a lot about that. Was a good show,
Wow.
Yeah.
and it was open to the public. So
Oh, how
Cool.
fun! Yeah.
you probably can walk out there with a timeshare and a new T-shirt, but
Well,
nevertheless.
that's what the
I
plan
bet.
is.
I
Yeah.
Nevertheless,
Yes.
it's just nice to see them using it as a venue and bringing
Yes,
entertainment to the
And
community.
that's where we
Really.
kind of tie in with that is, we could amp up the venue, if there's certain areas.
No, you're amping it up, all right.
Amping it
yeah.
up.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yes.
And I love the diversity that it's not all just beer, you know.
No,
Right.
And-
I think that's really good.
And 5 taps, that's 5
You
different kinds
cater
of
to
beer
all
if
needs,
necessary.
right.
Yeah.
Well, how small does it get? Doesn't matter as long as you pay the tab, we'll show up. You
Right.
know, you
Pretty
buy the beer,
much.
pay the tab. Yeah. So no size too small, and obviously
Nice.
you could manpower it up to get.
Bigger.
Yeah, I could
Oh,
have.
yeah, we
I
have
could
a
have
roster,
a
so-
chill diesel next door with kegs in it
There you go.
to keep replacing them throughout
Yes.
the evening, right? I mean,
Well,
at
we
some
can't tell you
point-
all the secrets
But
of
it's-
how we keep it
But
so
at some
full.
point, volume's not an
Right.
issue.
At
Right,
some point,
yeah.
no. I mean, with
I
5
mean,
taps, that's a lot. That's a
And-
lot.
and
And, then we also bring.
supply,
we
rotation.
also have where you could buy cans. We set up
on
an
the bigger
area
events.
where we on the
And
bigger
you could
events.
rotate kegs, right? I mean, you could just
Oh,
sit there
yeah.
and thumb the kegs out all night long and serve thousands, you know,
Yeah,
no
Republic-
problem. Yeah.
Republic Grand Ranch, we went through 25 gallons of
Wow.
margaritas
Mm-hmm.
on the rocks.
Wow.
People like margaritas in
Of
Texas.
course we
yeah.
do.
And
Yes, we do.
And,
Margaritas on the
some
lake,
people
what's
have
better?
issues with draft
Yes.
beer, right? So they'll always say, "Oh, well, I like beer, but I don't like draft beer."
I like
Well,
cans.
I like to experiment with draft beer, but I used to be in that
Yeah.
same exact crowd of folks. But as soon as it's a craft draft,
Okay.
it becomes a value draft. Like if you're gonna serve my common beer like
Mm-hmm.
Coors Light or something, you know, and it's
Right.
it's on tap. Well, it's better in a can.
Well, don't tell Coors they're common. Don't tell Coors they're common.
But you know, back in the day, it used to be the soda was better on the fountain than in the can.
Yes.
100%.
You know,
Yes.
and I want to say that
Especially root beer.
Exactly.
there's some variant to the CO2 and how that works. Is there any chemistry involved for you guys?
We have our secret recipe.
Oh.
Okay.
It deals
Yeah.
with CO2.
Yes.
And I think that's definitely a factor in making a quality beverage. And I know that's where some of the costs may lie and things like that. But you can tell, you know, I mean,
It's good.
Yes.
Yeah,
And we
and-
teach
and-
our bartenders how to, work in the back. We always send a bar back to help the bartenders. So we always give that excellent customer service. And that's what really matters because we're from a small town community and we like to keep it small town. But then when we want to get big, we still bring that same, interact with us. We want to talk to you.
Exactly,
So that's
yes,
what's the
yes.
fun part about it is meeting
That's
all
lovely.
the different people.
Yes.
Exactly.
And there's so many cool events going on around here.
Oh,
and,
amazing
new
events,
new
yes.
neighborhoods opening from out there in
So many.
Plantersville. What was that
So
neighborhood you went and
many.
toured out there with that fella? That land out there near Deep Roots Vineyard in Plantersville, like way out there.
Yeah.
What was the name of that land?
Oh my gosh, you
That
put me on the spot.
neighborhood.
Let me see.
There's a
Hang on,
neighborhood.
she's been
Well,
on the
there's
tap
a-
truck. She's
there's-
off work now.
It's
She's
the
off
beer. It's the beer. I do not think it's straight.
But there's so many people out in that region that are really
But
excited
there
about that
is,
249
yes.
Of course.
expressway.
yes,
that,
it's
that,
Magnolia area.
that causeway brings it into Plantersville, so it connects
Yes.
that where it didn't before, and it's all getting cut. I mean, they're
Oh,
putting
yeah.
new
the
land out
Aggie
there.
Expressway is just booming like
I
crazy
know.
out there.
It's just growing everywhere, really.
So what
And
you'll
that's
get, you'll get
exciting.
is a lot of folks working in that genre, and that hey, let's reasons to celebrate, attract attention, and when you're talking about the terroir and there are trees you could barely wrap your arms around. You know, and I mean, I've heard all the pitches, you know, and they're right. A great terroir, wonderful trees you can barely get your arms around. You know, great home sites
Exactly.
from the mid-20s to the late 80s.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, got it. You know,
true.
but, you know, if Roger Kreger and Dos Barachos are playing at that
Oh,
same
yes,
wonderful
yes.
tree I can't put my arms around, you know, and there's a beer truck underneath it.
Exactly.
Bring your own
Not gonna say
folding
no to
chair
that.
is on the memo. You know, we already proved we'll go out there. I mean, all those vineyards out there, Bernhardt and Deep Roots and
Yes,
Renaissance
yes,
Festival,
yes,
they're hosting,
yes.
you know, hundreds, if not over 1 million visitors a year out in that region.
It's just phenomenal. And there's also a really good farm out there. I think it's Jocelyn's Farm, and you could pick fresh strawberries out there. So it's really, really nice.
Oh, wow.
Really nice area.
What is that other one? P9.
P9, I think.
P9. Yeah, I think it's
Yes,
Something like that. That's good for.
uh-huh.
They have a corn maze every
called Corn
year.
Maze.
Yes.
P,
P7
P7
Farms.
Farms.
P7,
Yeah,
yeah, there you
P7
go.
Farms. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes,
And
thank
there,
you.
there's a few of those things out there. But, I guess the point is don't judge the book by its cover. I mean, although
Yes.
desolate, and there is not
Mm-hmm.
a lot of stuff. But the land is cut. The people are coming. And
Mm-hmm.
they've done it for, I think the Renaissance Festival is celebrating its
Yes.
49th
Oh,
year.
yes. It's a fantastic festival.
49th year. And it brings about 750,000 people a year out to that event.
I know
And
you're
that-
getting excited about that one.
Can't wait.
I
The
know.
King's coming.
We've
He already
already
booked
talked
his
about
spot
it.
on the show. The King is coming. Yeah, the King of the Renaissance.
That's
yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, super
That's
cool.
cool.
A lot of fun. And when we talk about a lot of jobs, we're like, that's not real photogenic, or like, it's like the plumber. It's like, wow, quit sending pictures. Really, just stop. Well, I want to get more advertising, not with these photos, or here comes the concrete guy with another parking lot, it's like, wow,
Yes.
beautiful. It was an 18 truck pour, 1770.
That's
I'm
right.
sure it is. Yeah, wow. But when we look at things like a tap truck and, wow, how photogenic
Very
is that?
unique.
The
Yes.
Texas
Love it.
Renaissance Festival, I can
Yes.
take photos till you're blue in the face.
Yes,
That stuff's
yes.
great eye candy. I mean, I want to look at that. I want to see that. I definitely don't want to see that next piping elbow coming out from UVC 1750. You get your QRC
gosh.
cold. It just is not that cool.
No,
but
it's not,
tap
but
trucks,
okay.
Tap trucks,
man,
awesome.
y'all-
You're the coolest.
Y'all may not even need help with marketing. I mean, people just like, oh, bear,
Yeah.
What do you think has been most effective for you as far as introducing your program to the community?
It's mainly been word of mouth and just seeing it.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Seeing it,
people will
yes.
see us driving around. Just on the way up here, we got honked at I don't know how many times.
At
I know
first
I
we're
did.
like, what do we do?
Love
Oh, no.
it.
Oh,
I
hi.
know, right?
Oh, I was
excited. They want
I
to
was-
hear.
They do, yeah.
I was
they're
over at
excited.
Red Brick, and I was talking to Debbie Glenn, the owner of Red Brick.
Wonderful
Tavern,
pizza
and-
over there.
Well, she wants to know how much you want to sell that truck for.
Well, she better bring a big check, a big
The
check.
first thing she asked, she goes, man, I'd love to buy that truck. And I was like, well, yeah, it's 1959. I mean, I don't know. I go to car shows, I say the same thing like 122 times.
Fancy.
Ooh, I want that. Ooh, I want that. But I don't really do that anywhere else. I
My
mean,
dad does that. Oh, if I won the lottery, I would buy that one, and that one.
But we don't act that way anywhere else.
No.
You take us to an antique car show or a great car show,
Yeah.
we're way out of our price league, and we're talking big, and we're wanting to buy everything. We might even flip an auction tag. You know what I mean? But
I'm
nowhere.
afraid I keep
Hey,
it
we're not
down,
spending
keep it
any money. We
right.
don't have money for that sort of thing right now. It's not a good time. You get a lot of that, right? Or I don't think we should be spending money on that sort of extras right now. Well, my new handbag is not an extra. You know what I mean? And we're always on the other side. I mean, we live on the other side, except
But that's what Tap
Car
Truck
shows and
does. It
auto
brings
auctions.
that excitement, where you don't have to own it, but you could experience it, and that's
Right.
another way of just tapping into that excitement that we could bring to an event.
well, I'm experiencing this 100+ degree temperature.
Oh, so are we.
My shirt
yes.
didn't look like this
Yeah,
when
we
I
are
started
too.
this show. I mean, it didn't. I wanted to burn this thing halfway through this episode.
Oh my gosh.
It's 100-something degrees outside.
Well, and speaking of shirt, is that your Instagram?
Yep.
At Tap Truck
Yep.
Outlaws. So
Ah.
see, we're gonna definitely follow you. Yes.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Website,
Website.
email.
Well, we appreciate you joining in on the libations for Bill and Mason and
we
and
wish him a happy
Roy
birthday.
added
Okay.
in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very
You
very
know.
sweet touch. Thank you
Yes.
so much. For
Makes
being
you a
here.
little more texting. I think Tap
That's
Truck
right.
Outlaw is going to punch that ticket right there. That's for sure. And ladies, I appreciate you coming on the show today.
Thank
And
you.
How can they
Yes.
find you and book you for their next event? Tell our audience where to do that.
They
at.
can go to Tap Truck Outlaws at gmail.com or at our website, www.taptruckoutlaws.com.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
All the socials, Tap Truck Outlaws.
Yes.
Ladies, what event do you have lined up coming up next? Anything on
We
the
have
table?
some Fae and Fantasy Festival coming up in Huntsville.
There it is.
And
Okay.
we're
We
gonna
have a
be
grand,
going- we have a
this
grand
weekend?
opening at the RV Two Creeks Crossing in Livingston, Texas this
Nice.
Saturday.
Tell me that Fae Festival again. What was
The
that?
Fae and Fantasy
Fae and
Festival
Fantasy.
in
Right.
Huntsville.
And what day is that?
It's on
July 14th through the 16th.
Yes.
Fantastic.
wow, okay.
What's that about? It sounds cool. I
we
was going
really
to end the
don't
show. I was
know.
about to end the show there,
Yeah,
but
we really
Art-
don't know yet.
It's an art and music festival.
is
Yes.
it
Yes.
fantastic? Well, there you have it, folks. And that's an announcement for us. We don't always catch everything going on in Huntsville, although Sam Houston State,
awesome.
alma mater,
Yes,
we look
yes.
forward to catching that.
Yeah.
And the Fae Festival. I can't
Fae and
s-
Fantasy.
Fae and Fantasy. Can't even say it.
All you need to remember is Tap Truck Outlaws.
That's right.
all
I
you
was
need to
just
remember.
about to say that, Armando.
I'm
Just
with
look it up and follow
I'm with
them.
them. Yeah, ladies,
Definitely.
we're
Thank
going
you,
to go catch
ladies.
Bill for his birthday.
Yes,
Let's go
thank
catch
you.
up. Thank you
Yes.
for coming,
Thank
ladies.
you.
And folks, we'll be back with next week, Friday at 1:00 for more of the Texas Ticket. Actually, I think we might take a break for the July 7th episode.
Yes.
So catch us the next episode. We'll keep you informed on Facebook.com/TXTicket and IRLoneStar.com.
Salud.
Salute. Thank you.
Turn your radio dial to the Texas Ticket. Giving you the news and what's really in it. Come on, boys, let's get it.